Okay, so I guess I'll be.
All right, here we go. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. My name is Tiffany Hall. I am an alumni of TripleTen Software Engineering Program. I'm currently a full stack engineer and I work at Scholastic Inc., the world's largest publisher of children's books and a powerhouse in the digital education space, too. I am also very excited to be the host of tonight's TripleTen January Bug Jam. So I'm so glad to see that so many of you could join us today. The Bug Jam is always a really great, wonderful opportunity for all of our students across the country in the QA program at TripleTen to get together and really work through the things that they've been learning all along the program. If you're new to our Bug Jam and you're new to what a bug jam might be, let me go ahead and tell you. So, a bug jam is a friendly competition that occurs for our students during their normal coursework. So, these are super short timelines we're talking about where these competitions, these students get together and then they jam out a bunch of work to meet the prompt. Bug jam out the work. In this one, because they are our quality students, they are bug hunting. So, it's a bug jam. Okay, we're all together now on the lingo. So our bug jam has two parts. We have the QA part, so quality assurance part, where they're going through and they're testing all of our testing a specific app that our December Code Jam participant created, and then they are going to do their presentation. That's the second part tonight. So thank you so much for joining for the presentation. We have divided our students into teams. And as I mentioned, we were very fortunate that one of our teams from the December Code Jam volunteered to let our QA teams go through and find all the bugs possible on their project. Our teams only had 5 days to make their projects and get together their presentations. So it is a tight timeline for sure. Today, the teams are going to show off their results to all of you out there, and our judges are going to review them in the next week. They will be judging both the QA and the presentation. So, the results will be posted on our Discord channel and our socials on February 7th. And if you are a student of ours, you can vote for your audience favorite in the Discord channel. You'll see the poll that shows up there. And if you're not a student of ours just yet, you can vote by putting down in the chat below this box or in the comments below as well what your audience favorite is. The audience award winner will probably receive a special prize or something from either my cat or TripleTen. I'm sure if it's TripleTen, it'll be less hairball-y, so probably the better way to go. Just write your name of your favorite team on the comment section of the stream and your vote will be counted. Okay, now is the fun part, the part where we get to see all of the work that our teams have put together over the last few days. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and start with our first team. Our first team is PB and Jam. I love a good pun. And that team is Ray Linder, or Manasa Narag, Nagaraj, and Pablo Gonzalez. All right, PB and Jam, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ray, and I'm part of the team of PB and Jam, and this is our presentation. So our team members are myself, Pablo, and Manasa. All right, so our team approach is first we got together, we created a Discord group, discussed our skills and any commitments or restrictions that might be getting in the way during our time. And we kind of
Hey,
created,
Ray, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, dear. You're not sharing a screen.
oh, how interesting.
So if anybody's watching at home and you have your virtual call bingo, please make sure you mark that square down. We've gotten that one out of the way.
Okay. I thought I was sharing and then I guess it exited out because we were doing the introduction part, but okay. So this is our team approach. So we created a Discord group, created our outline. We kind of got together and divided everything out evenly. So nobody had, like too little work or too much work. And then after we got everything together, we discussed the test cases and our results. And then we also worked on the presentation and discussed different things to put in it, such as interesting facts. So these are all the tools that we used. So we used Discord for communication, Zoom for presentation. We used our Google Sheets for test cases, Jira, Canva, and Vita for accessibility tools, and also Android Studio Emulator. And we also use Windows 11, Google Chrome, and Google Pixel 5 for API 35 for virtualization. So the app that we tested is SantaCon. So it aims to help users plan their optimal bar hopping experience, select their preferred bars and hotels, and create a customized route. This app was created to provide a streamlined and personalized itinerary, and it's a great way to connect with others and kind of streamline your route. But we did find a few bugs that did need some immediate attention. I will to the next one. And so this is kind of an overview of how the app works. Just kind of pick your bar. There's a theme that you can pick. You can click on more than one. And you can also come and pick a hotel, and then it kind of shows you a optimized route that you can take, and it's the most beneficial route and time efficient route that you can take. I
So
will.
hi, my name is Pablo. I'm going to be taking over the presentation from now. Right now here we did find a couple of interesting functional bugs. So one of the main ones that I had myself, because we divided it up into sections, was the part when you had to select. It was a statement saying that if you were missing either a bar or a hotel, you should get an error message and not load to the next page. But if you did have the bar, no bar selected and a hotel selected, it would actually plan out a route for you, skipping the whole error message and loading straight into the hopping route portion. All right, so in the next one, still in the hopping route portion, we can see right here that in the documentation, as we were going through it, we did find that it was saying that we should have an option for sharing. So if we wanted to share this on our socials with a friend or anything like that, text message, we weren't getting that share button or share functionality, which kind of defeats the purpose of the whole like if you're doing a bar hopping experience, you kind of want to be able to do it with friends, not just by yourself. So that felt like it was a rather interesting and kind of big bug to find during the testing phase. A couple other functional bugs that well, non-functional bugs that we found were when we tried using it on a mobile version. So we were using the Pixel 5 emulation, and we would see that the bars and some of the navigations were kind of cropped off and weren't like were kind of constrained and not properly aligning for the UI. So it made it a little bit more difficult for it to be used in a mobile setting. So after we finished all our testing, which ended up being 62 tests in total, we did find that 46 of them passed, so about 74% passed, and we had a fail rate about 26% or about 16 tests that ended up failing. So out of those 16, seven of them were low. So they were primarily just like written problems, like the documentation set would state that it would have to be, say, XYZ, but in implementation, it would say something else. Medium ones were something more like the visual bugs that we were having on the when we were using trying to do mobile. And the high ones were like error ones, like the ones that I found and that Manasa found in the final stage, where we didn't have sharing functionalities. We weren't getting the proper error codes when they would pop when they needed to pop up. Things were just kind of like moving forward without it having to like hit those criterias. So those were the high ones, and there were about five of them. So some of the challenges that we faced were the fact that we all had different work commitments. Like we weren't all on the same page, unfortunately, for work schedule. We all worked different shifts. We also had problem with time zones. Two of us are in the same time zone, but our work hours don't line up. One of our teammates is in a different time zone, which made it a little bit easier to work with that teammate. And we were, like you said at the beginning, a little short on time. We didn't have that many days to get this up and running. Some takeaways that we got were we were able to see how collaboration would work and something like this. We're able to put a lot of the things that we were learning into practice. So it gave us some hands-on experience. And this also allows us to keep on improving and implementing what we learned through this little bug jam into future projects or endeavors. In conclusion, this allowed us to work in a work setting, in a team setting, which allowed us to put anything that we learned into a realistic setting. So we can get that into practice. So we can start getting more used to what we would hope to be doing later down in the future. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for starting off our stream tonight so strongly. I really appreciate it. Just a couple of questions that I want to see more about, like how the experience was. You guys talked a lot about your time zones. Did you find anything that you would recommend for other students? There's a lot of times we have students that are watching that are thinking about doing the next kind of bug jam. Any tips or tricks to managing the time zone difference?
One thing that helped a lot for us, well, that I felt like it helped a lot, that we had that Discord channel that we were able to create.
Oh, so you
Even
guys
if
made
we,
your own?
yeah, we had our own little separate one just for us.
Cool.
We can talk because the time zone difference, like if since I work seconds, Ray works first, and Manasa is a stay-at-home mom, but she's on like pretty much the other side of the country.
Yeah,
Um, the whole time zone thing. So like when she would send a message, as soon as I would have free time, wake up or anything like that, she would be able to see that and we would be able to answer. So communication made it a little bit easier, even though it wasn't 100% instant because of the time zones, but we had a central place where we can communicate instead of having different platforms. Because from past experiences, when you have multiple platforms of communication, communication starts to break down a little bit. It's like,
for
hey, I
sure.
sent you a Slack message, but I only check my emails. I'm like, eh. So we did agree just to use Discord as our main form of communication.
Right
I,
on.
yeah, I also found it was helpful to kind of be upfront with our schedules and our time commitments because we work different shifts and the different shifts do not translate in the different time zones. So I did think it was helpful that, we were kind of upfront, like, I work this time Monday through Friday, so that would translate to your time Monday through Friday. But we all kind of have like similar off times and we all have like, and we were able to kind of communicate throughout the day as well. So that also
That's
kept the
good.
communication channels open.
Right on. And then in terms of satisfied results, like what is your satisfaction? New words. What is that level for you guys as a team? I know that, this is a first time around for a lot of everyone working together as a team on a project. Where do you guys land on your happiness with your results?
I was happy with my result. Well, like, I'm happy with the results. Like Ray, super chill. So she's like kind of easygoing, going with the flow. We had Manasa. She was a little bit more like she's on top of it. She was like trying, like even though we worked on it, she was still double checking on us, like which I
Mhm.
liked. Like it wasn't hounding, like, hey guys, you need to get this finished. It was like, hey guys, did you guys get this finished? If not, let me know. So we were constantly communicating. We had those communication, like open channels, like keep on talking with each other, letting each other know what was going on. Um,
Yeah.
I was the biggest problem because since I worked seconds, so like I usually would wake up really late. So like when I would wake up late, like I would just see these messages. I'm like, oh no, I'm like, I gotta jump on and start working because like they're already chatting. I'm like, oh no, it's been 2 hours. I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm slacking off, but like unfortunately, like my schedule is making me like hang up like that. I don't know
Yeah.
how Ray's experience was, but like felt like it was pretty smooth. I am very grateful for the team I did have. Like we were super
Yeah,
communicative, we were super understanding of each other's needs and the things that are challenges that we had coming into this.
right
I
on.
agree.
Ray Manasa?
Um, I
Yeah.
honestly, I did like the team a lot. It was, I felt it was very easy to talk with them, kind of make sure that, you know, everybody was kind of holding each other accountable. So we were all talking about like, basically what to expect, like from the beginning, kind of planning things out. I was kind of jumping ahead with some plans, but they were kind of reeling me back in, so I appreciated that. And yeah, it was good to kind of have like different. It was good to like have differences in the group as well, not like um, viewpoint differences, but more just like things to overcome, really, because then that
Yeah.
I feel like that would really translate in like a real world life experience. So I think that's good to kind of learn how to navigate those as early as you can, and like learn how to like communicate and talk to each other about different expectations and different like personalities and things like that in the group. So I thought that was very nice.
Yeah, I think our skills complemented each other. Like, Pablo was good at presenting, Ray was good at making the sheets and reports, bug reports, and I was good at, making a presentation. So I think the skills complemented each other. So that's how we were able to collaborate well and finish this.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you guys very much. That is PB and Jam with Ray Linder, Manasa Nagaraj, and Pablo Gonzalez. All right. Our next group is Festival Debugger with Jason Kostick, Arcana Patel, and AJ Ray.
Hello.
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 All right, take it away when you're ready.
All right, perfect.
Yes.
It's right. All right. Let me know if you can see it. Achana?
Yes. Yes. Could you zoom?
Okay. Yes. Right.
Yeah, it's good. Hello everyone. Good evening. We participated in a bug jam to test the SantaCon app with festival debuggers. Our goal was to find and report bugs so user can easily track events and enjoy the holiday season. Here, here is a quick overview what we will cover today. Like team introduction and project overview, scope of testing, tools we use, test result summary, bug highlights, and conclusion. And here is our amazing team, the festival debuggers, Jason Coast, Archana Patel, myself, and Ajay. Working together felt like unwrapping gifts. Every bug we fixed was a gift for the holiday spirit. And now next, the overview of the SantaCon Wave application. SantaCon Bar Route Guide is an application that makes planning your SantaCon bar hopping adventure simple and fun. And with this app, you can pick your favorite bar and hotel, and it will create personalized route just for the users. And so the goal is to make your SantaCon experience stress-free and enjoyable by giving you a customized traveling plan that suits your preferences, whether you are exploring with friends, family, or solo trip. So the application helps you focus on having a great time without worrying about the details, and And for the quality improvement in the application, we focused on the issue like crashes, slow loading, and broken feature. So for that, we use some methodology like for that we tested first page like a home page, bar selection page, and hotel selection page, and bar hopping route. And we used some type of testing like functional testing and functional testing. Functional testing, it is like a you are unlock button on the smartphone. You would press the button to make sure it correctly unlocks the phone each time you try. So, and non-functional testing, it is like a performance testing and scalability. Scalability, it is really required for the everyone. Sometime network, it is just so many people can access. So, according to that, at once, so many people can access. According to if you are checking the scalability, so it is really required for the uh, testers. So, and next is the UI. UI is the how app is looking. So it is very important, and it should be like severity, like a highest rate testing. It should it should be priority kind of. So, and browser cross browser testing, we use so many browser in the different system on the device. And accessibility testing, it is really required for the people like so many people doesn't know about like technical knowledge or something, so they can easily read the font color and display, so they can use. So it is really required. It should be like user friendly. An environment like a device, we use so many environments like a device, desktop and mobile phone, and we use browsers like Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and Edge. And we use the tool uh, Google Sheets to create the task cases, and Jira to write the bug report, and Discord for the team communication, and the sending links, sharing every sheets and everything. And next, audio eye to check the accessibility. Now over to Jason.
Thank you, Archana. All right. So here are the testing results that we have. So we conducted a total of 65 test cases, which out of 44 passed and 21 failed. So regarding to severity, we identified 2 critical bugs, 4 high severity bugs, 9 medium, and 6 low severity bugs. The test by features. So we tested the app key features, which include the homepage, bar selection page, the hotel selection page, and the bar hopping route page. Bugs highlights. One critical bug example that is the app that does not work on Firefox browser. As you can see on the video, we assess when the app is assessed via the Firefox browser, it fails to function properly. Instead of the for application being operational, users is limited to accessing only the homepage. Key features such as like navigation of the to other pages, interactive element, and dynamic content do not load. These issues affect the user experience on Firefox, making the app unusual beyond the initial landing page. A higher severity bug example is the tooltips for the bar and hotel are not displayed when they hover over the pins on the map. So this significantly affect the usability since users depends on the tooltips to quick identification of location. Without them, navigation on the map become like confusing. Another notable bug that is another notable bug is the home page get started button, which is missing from the app. Like you can it replaced by the button label like let's go bar hopping. Here you can see like expect the result. It says get started, but the actual result is like let's go bar hopping. which is confused users due to branding consistency or different functionalities. So the conclusion here and takeaway is like this project reinforced the critical role of the team in communication. Despite the challenge that we have, like such as IJ, was limited availability. He was like not in the project. I mean, at all, because of some personal problem that he has. Achana proactive involvement and consistent support was an instrumental in our success. So by maintaining adaptability and mutual respect, we turned challenge into opportunity, ensuring the project met its goal. The experience highlighted how teamwork and persisting can overcome obstacles and drive positive results. And that's it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you guys so very much.
All right.
Couple of questions. My first question is, seems like the app didn't do so bad.
Thank you.
Well,
Like in terms of severity, it seems like, so I'm on the development side of things. And so if I get that report, I'm like, great, 2 severity bugs. That's it. That's all I got to fix. Moving on. Is that the right takeaway for developers, or am I just making us look a fool?
No, the thing is like for the major one, I mean the critical bug, it's like the app it was not working on on the Firefox browser. So when we test like cross browsing, different browser, you cannot do anything in the browser on the Firefox browser. So that's pretty much it.
This app actually for the public, so it's required. It should be work on every browser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Sure,
if
that makes
someone
sense,
have
like when you say that out loud.
if someone have same browser like Firefox only, so what he will do? What will do for that?
Right. Yeah. Okay. So here's another question is around how do you figure out what tests to run? You talked a lot about like the front end, back end, functional, non-functional. How do you guys decide that?
Well, we made a call to to communicate everything. So, and we had to do different stuff. I mean, how do I say it? We improvise some of them because on the call
With the gut feeling, what you've learned.
Yeah, we divided the project into 3 parts, but we end up like doing just Achana and I. So we had to improvise everything and do everything like all together because the other person was not able to make the project at all. So that way we did like a little like I told you, 65 test cases. We did in like maybe 3 days because it was like divided in 2, so only so. And then write bug report and other stuff. So yeah.
All right. Well, for just the 2 of you in such a short time frame, you guys did a pretty amazing job coming up with so many test cases and also so much data. So thank you very much for sharing your work. I very much appreciate it. And I noticed that you keep calling Archana. Is that the correct way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. So that is Festival Debugger with Jason Coste and then Archana Patel.
Yes.
And thank you guys so very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right. Our next one is Bug Eye. Kind of weird to think about. Kind of gives me one of those like stank eye vibes, but I like the name because it's a bug jam. So Bug Eye with Kendra Kennard, Sam Elkiri. Elkiri. There we go. Okay. Got it back. Or Sammy. Ooh, Sammy. Yeah. I'm going to get it, man. Sammy Elkiri.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and take it away when you guys are ready.
All right. I'm trying to increase the size of my display because it's like this big.
Oh.
What can you see like the
We can. I believe if you do the view and then start playing your slideshow there, that it'll take up your full screen.
I see. Okay, so more. I'm not sure where view is in chat. No.
Yeah, so at the very top, under where it says at the top of the Google Slides bar,
Oh, I
where it
see. Yeah,
says,
I see.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Okay, thank you. It's
It's
been a
okay.
while
In
since
my
I've
past
used.
life, I was a teacher. So
All right. Okay, so full screen. No, I think I need view and multi-speaker view. Nope. I'm sorry.
Just click slideshow.
there you go.
Speaker view, and there's I've got speaker view, gallery view, multi-speaker view, hide self view, hide non-view participants, and exit full screen.
Wow, that's a lot of views. Do you have more than one display up?
No, I don't. I've just
Okay,
got one.
just one display. Let's go with maybe gallery view.
Gallery basically shows me everybody.
Oh, you're clicking on all of us. So not in this window that you see around us for the video call, but in the actual window that is where your slideshow is.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like file and edit and all of those things, and you're looking for the one that says view. It'll be
All right.
third
Now
from the left.
I've got it says your screen sharing. It's in a small green box in the middle of the screen. I've got stop share. Like when there's the ellipsis that says optimize for video clip. And then
Right.
I've got
So that's not where we're looking at. So I want you to look past that where you've got that bugs by page across browsers.
right.
So if you click on the bugs by page across browsers, that's going to bring you back to your Google Slides kind of window.
Okay.
And so once you click in there, then you might have to go up to the top on the left-hand side where it says you've got that little Google Slide yellow.
I I don't see any of that.
Sure.
Let me stop sharing and try
Okay.
again. Start sharing. Vivaldi tab.
Can I help you?
Oh
There
yes,
is,
please.
you can see in the first row, there is a file option. There is a option is a slide. So you can click on that. So it will come with the slide.
I'm sorry. Where is that?
I saw in your screen, there is the first row, file, edit, and so many things. So there is
Yeah,
a
but that's
one bar is the slide. So
yeah,
click on.
yes, but see, like you're seeing the whole thing. I'm only seeing like a very small, like a thumbnail almost.
Okay.
So if I just go back.
Sammy, are you on your Google Slides tab?
Well, I mean, right now I'm on Zoom.
Oh, go in
Yeah,
the.
you need to go to your Google Slides
Oh, I
tab,
see. Okay.
and
So let
that's
me
where
do
you're gonna click view
that.
and
View
do the slideshow.
mode. Oh, slideshow. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Slideshow. Better?
Much better.
Okay, great. Okay, let me go to the first page. Okay, so I'm going to start, and then Kentry will pick up halfway. So this is Team Bug Eye.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Sorry,
Sammy. I can't see. It's
oh, you
still
can?
showing like the do you mind?
Better?
Oh, there it is. Now I
Okay.
got it. Okay, here we go.
Oh, sorry, guys. Okay,
That's okay.
so
If people are playing bingo at home, they can mark that one off too.
okay. All right. So Our team is composed of myself, Samuel Kyrie, and Kentry Kennard. We, as with other teams, were tasked with finding all the bugs in the SantaCon web app in order to try to give a smooth experience to the users. We used okay, no, I can't. Okay, here we go. All right. So the purpose of this test was to assist. Sorry, the purpose of the app is to assist tourists and locals alike to plan and map out their route. So as like a bar hop. And our role was basically to test all the features in the app, including functionality, responsiveness, versatility, to run in various operating environments. So for the test cases, this may seem like a big number, but it's basically we tested across 5 browser configurations, and this is basically like the sum of all the tests. So if you divide that by 5, it was about maybe 50 or 60 tests. And the test categories we were testing for text, titles, descriptions, and messaging, behavior, hovering, clicking, and filtering, and also for accessibility. The test environments that we used were Google Chrome browser on Linux Mint. We used the DevTools in Google Chromium to adjust the screen sizes, because there was a requirement to go from 700 by 600 to 1920 by 1080. So I used the DevTools add-on to do that. And then we use the Safari browser on Mac OS and Google Chrome on iPhone 13 mini. And so the bugs that we found. So as was mentioned on the home page, there's a you're supposed, it reads create a optimal. I put secure because there's a spelling mistake. Road to create an optimal route of bars to visit for SantaCon instead of the actual requirement, which is design the ultimate bar hopping route for SantaCon. And also the label on the button is let's go bar hopping instead of get started. Next, on the select bar screen, the title is select bars instead of select your favorite bars. The description, choose your list below to include in your route, is missing. Users cannot choose multiple themes. And when no themes are selected, the message, choose themes to filter bars, is not displayed. On the select hotel screen, it says when a hotel is selected, it cannot be unselected. Only by selecting a different hotel can a hotel be unselected. Users cannot select multiple hotels, and it is impossible to proceed without selecting a hotel. The message, please choose at least one bar or hotel to build a route, does not appear when no hotels or bars are selected. As far as the bar hopping screen is concerned, the first tooltip on the first step on the screen is not correct. The text, your route is ready, have fun and stay safe, is not displayed below the route, and the option to share the route to social media does not exist below the route. Okay, and the general, I used the Chromium DevTools screen sizes to simulate mobile screens, and I've noticed that hovering over like the elements using that add-on, basically the hovering doesn't work. I did try hovering on my, I've got a tablet where you can actually, there's a different kind of screen that you can actually, it simulates a mouse. Hovering does work on that particular screen, but I believe that on most mobile screens, hovering is not going to work. Okay, Kentry, I'm going to stop sharing so you can go ahead. Kentry? Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm here.
Oh,
Just trying to get to the page.
yeah, I thought I disconnected.
Are you guys able to view the slide? Can you hear me?
We
I
see
can, yeah,
bug
I can,
sound.
I can see it. Yes.
Continue.
Okay, but you're not seeing the slide.
Yeah, we are seeing this out. Yes,
Okay. Sweet.
but now we're
All
seeing
right.
your face.
So,
So.
oh gosh. Sorry guys. Let's see. Can I select the Chrome tab? Yep. Here we go. Alrighty. Okay, guys. My name is Kentry Kennard. I'm Sammy's partner in this project where we essentially did manual testing of the functionality of the SantaCon app. And my particular portion of the testing was focused in Safari and mobile devices. First, I would point out that there was a huge difference between Google Chrome and Safari, where the bar cards would appear in full color, whereas the app requirement said that the bar cards should be in black and white unless hovered over it, and then they should appear in full color. This was also the case on mobile devices, where most of the bar cards appeared in full color. I also had I thought it was a little wonky where in mobile, when you're trying to tap on the location pins, because you're in mobile, you don't really hover. So I would try to tap the location pins for the information, but the information was not always provided to show exactly what location or where. Um, those were some major bugs that I found, but I also had some other observations. As mentioned before by one of the other teams, the homepage was unresponsive in Firefox. I also tried in the Android Studio Simulator, the Pixel 5, and for some reason I had the same experience where the homepage was unresponsive. One very interesting thing that I noticed about this app is that there were a number of bars available via mobile device that far exceeded the available bars available via a CPU device. It was approximately double the amount of bars when I got on my iPhone and I brought up the same app. All right. Occasionally, selected bars would not appear on the bar hopping route. This was a major bug, and we'll go over the data in terms of our findings with these bugs a little later. I also found that sometimes visual routes would not appear on the map if too many bars are selected. I put too many in quotes because like that's subjective. I don't know if there's such thing as too many bars. Someone might think so, but here are some bug examples, right? So on iPhone 13, I use Google Chrome, and this should illustrate where the bar cards appear in full color, right? Not in black and white. If you go to, I think, one of the themes, yep, you can see the additional bars. And so, also it shows where sometimes these bars weren't really appearing. So a lot of, I think it got really buggy when I moved into the mobile space. Um, Here's another bug. There were some bars missing from the route map. Um, Again, I selected a lot of bars, and maybe the developers didn't intend for someone to go to 25 bars in one night. But as a QA engineer, I have to test all possibilities. So I application requirement says there should be no limit. So I tried to test as many bars as I could. You can see there that I probably selected about 25 or so bars, but only 8 or so appear on the route map. And as I explained before, sometimes bars were missing from the, actually that's the same slide, sorry guys. There was also in mobile, this was iPhone mobile Safari, there were bars that, bar cars not loading on the page. As you can see right here, I'm clicking certain themes and they are like kind of not appearing. I think eventually they would appear. So I think that would be probably along the lines of performance testing. But I would need more training and instruction on how to document that exactly. And visual routes not appearing on map. These are some of the major bugs that I found. Again, this is where I selected, as you can see, there's over 70 pins, right? Because as I stated before, in the mobile app, it allowed it somehow doubled the amount of bars that were available. Okay. I would also take time to note that the filter aspect of the themes is completely broken. I would consider that a major, a severe bug, as if you're trying to filter through or select bars and you can't select multiple themes so that you can sort of what's the word I want to say here? Aggregate the bars from these themes into one page. For me, that's a severe bug because the application requirement is saying that there's a filter element to it, and this is more like a toggle sort of situation where we're like sort of going between themes, but not really able to connect themes, right? So that is, I'll throw it back over to Sammy. Sammy, if you don't mind, I can just operate the slideshow, or would you rather operate it?
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. Okay, so we tried to throw together some pie charts to kind of show where the most concentration of bugs were. So as you can see in this page, the biggest concentration of bugs were in the hotel selection screen, followed by the bar hopping, and then the themes filter, and the least one was the bar selection screen. Can we go next, please? Okay, and then we created 3 pie charts for the high priority, the medium priority, and the low priority bugs. So as we can see here, the lowest amount of number of bugs is when I ran it in Chromium, and then the biggest number, it was in Safari and mobile. I'm not sure if there's a big difference between those 3 browsers, but for some reason the app was much more suited to run on Chromium. Can we go next, please?
Can I jump in? I would just point out that
Sure.
the reason why that there's a lot more bugs in Safari and mobile is because a couple of the requirements I tried to break down into to be more granular in the approach, and so I tested each theme and its ability to filter the bars, so that produced more bugs in Safari and mobile. So there was a slight difference in the way Sammy and I approached it, but like we both definitely were on the same page in terms of presenting the material. I'll go to the next slide.
Okay. Yeah, and same here. We're looking at the medium priority bugs. They seem to be quite evenly distributed among all configurations. So, but like still, the Safari and mobile seem to have That's slightly more, but I'd say they're fairly close. Okay, and the low priority, please. And here are the low priority bugs. So now the picture has flipped. Chromium has the most low priority bugs, whereas Safari and mobile have the least. Next.
I actually think that's the last slide, Sammy.
Is it? Okay. All right. Yeah.
So I'll stop sharing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. It's really interesting that some of the bugs that you guys found are so show-stopping, right? I think is a great way of putting it when you think about the like deployment, right? And the idea that it works one way on the CPU on the computer version you were talking about, but on the mobile app version works wildly different. That is huge, right? Huge showstopper that developers would definitely want to know about. And the other one that was really amazing was the filter. Oh yeah, the filtering thing now. So really great that you guys were able to surface those, because I know, as a developer, like that's something I would want to know before putting that product out there. So really great that you guys were able to surface those. In terms of like documentation for that, I know you talked a little bit about it, but what kind of, I think the like information do you find most important that you guys are putting in? Because, we see the presentation, we don't see all the bug reports, but I know that you guys are filling out test cases and bug reports and all of these things. So what do you guys find as a team is the most helpful information to include?
Well, I mean, as the information like that we put into bug tickets are basically have to put the environment, the like the configuration and all that. I mean, that's basically the most important part of the ticket, so that a developer, being a former developer myself, you would need to know all this information to be able to recreate. Thank you. To recreate the error and be able to debug it. Otherwise, there's you're basically out of luck, really. So as much information as you can to recreate the bug and be able to fix it.
And can
Yeah, I would definitely.
I was going to ask you, like, with that, like, do you have a different, because I know you both came at it from different ways. Do you have something different that you include in your info? Because I'd be really curious to see. It's never a bad thing, right? When two engineers are coming at it from different ways, it's always going to be more. So.
Well, yeah, I think that again, I would double down on what Sammy said about environment being a very important piece of data information that the developer would need, as well as some attachment that displays what the bug is. But yeah, I think that for me, as I was going through the app requirements, it may be one bullet point, but there would be two things, maybe even three things within that bullet point that I would try to break down and test at on every level with every piece of interface on that. And so sometimes that meant more testing or more documenting. And as a two-man team, that I'm sure I drove Sammy crazy with that, but I'm also that kind of person when it comes to finding errors within systems.
Sounds like a good field for you to be in then.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so very much.
And I should say that it was.
Oh, go ahead.
It was a pleasure working with Gentry.
Oh, good. He didn't bother you then.
Ditto. Working with Sammy was a truly edifying experience. The man is so organized and just technical. I learned a lot, and I really appreciated this experience. I'd only worked on. I never worked in a group project, and except for I guess with another tutor, Kevin. If you're out there, What up, dog?
Shout out to
But
Kevin.
other than that, like, yeah, shout out Kevin. But this was my first time doing it in a group project, like, and I really enjoyed it. And I know that that's probably more realistic.
It definitely is. I know on my current team, we've got a team of, I think, 4 or 5 QE staff that we're working with across 3 different feature teams. And so the things that they're able to, bring to the table that developers missed is just unreal. It's amazing. So, all right, thank you guys very much. That is Bug Eye with Kentry Kennard and Sammy Elkiri. No, Elkiri.
Yeah, thank you.
Great, Sammy. Next Bug Jam, I'll definitely have it down. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right, so for our last team tonight, we have Santa's QA Sleigh Ride Ho 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 Bug Hunt. And it makes me giggle every time I say it. They have pre-recorded theirs. So I'm going to go ahead and share theirs, and then we will chat with them just afterwards. So let's all pause for a moment while we relive flashbacks from the 2020 pandemic where I had to teach remotely. Okay. Whew. Did everyone have flashbacks there? I know it's a hard one, but we're all going to get through it together. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and we shall begin.
Good evening. Welcome to the January Bug Jam by Santa's QA Sleigh Ride. Ho, ho, ho. Prepare for a bug hunt. My team consists of myself, Cara Cross, and my wonderful teammates, Nisha Isaac Nathan and Thelma Aguilar Gutierrez. SantaCon Bar Route Guide is an app designed to help users plan the optimal bar hopping experience during SantaCon. It allows users to select their preferred bars and hotels, creating a customized route for the event, and the app aims to enhance the SantaCon experience by providing a streamlined and personal bar hopping itinerary. Our objectives was to identify critical bugs and ensure all major functionality issues and blockers were discovered and documented. We validated users' experience by testing the app's interface and interactions for seamless navigation and intuitive design. To ensure requirement compliance, we had to verify that all features align with the app requirements and design specifications. Our team focused on functional and non-functional testing, including cross-browser testing to ensure compatibility, performance and usability testing, which covered our non-functional tests. We broke the app down into 3 sections to make sure that we had full coverage. Which was the homepage bar selection, hotel selection, and bar hopping route. Our browsers we used were Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Microsoft, Edge, and we also used an Android and an Apple iPhone for mobile testing. Our resolution sizes we tested on were 1920 times 1080 and 700 times 600. Tools and technology we used for communication was Google Meet, Discord, and Zoom. For development and testing tools, we used things like DevTools for accessibility testing, Canva for presentation, and Jira for our bug reports. Our devices was, as I stated previously, Android, iPhone, the iMac, and Windows 11. And now I'll pass it to my lovely coworker, Nisha, so she can explain our testing types.
Thank you, Kara. Hello, everyone. The types of testing we performed are functional testing and non-functional testing. Under functional testing, we have positive, negative, browser compatibility, and cross-browser testing. And under non-functional, we have performance, accessibility, usability, layout, and adaptability testing. Functional testing is a key part of the software quality assurance process, which focuses on the features and operations of the application works as expected. As part of this, in a cross-browser testing, we found a critical bug and also found few high-priority issues just as below. In the first screenshot, as you can see, we have a critical bug where the app gets launched in the Mozilla Firefox browser, but the app doesn't work when clicked on the homepage button, causing a critical functionality breakdown. The second one is a high priority bug where the selected hotels cannot be deselected. This makes the usability break and the users lose trust in the application's reliability. And the third one is another high priority bug where there is no option to share on social media, as mentioned in the app requirements, that leads to lowering the user expectations and the satisfaction. We also perform some accessibility, usability, layout, and adaptability testing. We tested with both high and the low screen resolutions, having the high as a 1920 by 1080 and the low as 700 by 600 pixels. The accessibility in terms of manually testing the keyboard navigation, screen reader support, and the color contrast. The usability testing by evaluating the ease of use of the application, and the layout and adaptability by resizing the browser window and checking for proper layout adaptation. Additionally, we also checked for the ARIA, that is a accessibility rich internet applications attribute under dev tools that are essential in making the web content more accessible to people with disabilities, which are not present for this application. These are the screenshots that are tested with the low resolution 700 by 600 pixels, and the app lacks easy access and navigation that causes issues for users with motor, cognitive, and visual impairments. And as a screen is small and needs excessive scrolling, which causes eye strain and user frustration as well. And the content of the app is not fitting properly in the screen, causing excessive scrolling horizontally and vertically, creating layout issues. The test summary, we can see the test report and the chart for the test report. We conducted comprehensive testing across various aspects of the application to ensure quality, functionality, and user experience, having a total of 81 test cases, and the number of passed are 54 and 27 failed test cases. Now I pass on this to my lovely coworker, Thelma. She's going to talk about the bug reports, challenges that we faced during the project, and the key takeaways from the project.
Thank you, Nisha. As Nisha stated, as a team, we created a total of 81 test cases. Among those test cases, we encountered a total of 32 bugs. The majority of those bugs were of high priority and high severity, with 17 being high priority and 16 being high severity. This indicates that the web application in its current state has quite a few bugs that are affecting the web application's core functionality and user experience and need to be addressed as soon as possible. You can see here in the graphs the amounts of bugs, for bug priority and bug severity. And you can also see we have a very small percentage of critical severity bugs. Some of the challenges that we faced in this project are pretty typical of a remote group project. We each had different work styles in a team. We also had to deal with differing time zones since some of us live in Eastern time zone and others lived in the Central Standard Time Zone. We also were tasked with a task that was time sensitive and it was pretty heavily involved. We had some communication barriers and we also had conflicting personal and work schedules. Some of our key takeaways were that effective communication and clear delegation of tasks really helped in us getting this project done. And we were able to collaborate, again, by knowing what we were specifically assigned to do. We were able to break down which parts of the project each of us would take very early on. So we all knew what we needed to do to be able to get our stuff done in a timely manner. Participating in this project helped us improve our quality assurance skills, and we feel rather we've gained a lot of versatile skills by all the different tools and technologies that we utilized. We also were very good with our document organization by creating a Google Sheets in which we all collaborated in for our test cases, as well as creating a presentation via Canva. And we also gained greater familiarity with categorizing bugs based on their priority and severity. And we also learned to be very flexible with one another, given our very different schedules that we kept. In conclusion, this team tested the SantaCog web application, which, though functional, is currently impacted by several high priority and high severity bugs, which again are affecting the core functionality and user experience in the app. Following this collaboration, we're going to debrief on what worked well for this team, what could have been better, and we can also explore future opportunities that continue to help us hone in our quality assurance skills. This presentation and the thoroughness in which we tested the application could not have been achieved without the constant teamwork among us, and we feel that we each taught one another something new to further advance our progression in this field. We thank you all for your attention, and thank you to the team for all the countless hours that they put into this with a rather fast turnaround. And if you have any questions, we are more than happy to help satisfy your curiosity.
Okay, I'm back like Whitney Houston on a Kygo track. All right, here we go. So let's talk to our team, our delightful team. We're going to start with Tara, Kara, you and Sammy. I swear to God, at a certain point, you guys will do enough of these that it will stick in my adult brain. But how did you like it this time around?
It was very good.
Same.
Yeah,
I loved
I was
it.
gonna
It
say,
was
how did you like it,
amazing.
Card? This is second time?
Yeah. And it was
Alright.
really good getting to work with two new QAs. Thelma was great, Nisha was great. And just getting together and putting this all together, it was a blast. So, even after graduation, I'm gonna join another one.
Yeah. I know they're addicting, aren't they? They're so much fun. All right. So for the other teammates, how did you guys feel like this went? I know when I met with all of you guys at the very beginning, everyone was feeling pretty nervous about their first time in the Bug Jam. And just there's usually a lot of apprehensions. But you did have kind of an extra little bump there in that you have a teammate that's already done this once before. So how did the Bug Jam experience treat you?
So I would have to say it was definitely hectic and very, very involved. But I think once we kind of organized ourselves and knew what we were supposed to do, it felt familiar, like kind of doing it. It just felt like doing another sprint project. So I kind of like tackled it that way. But overall, I think I enjoyed it and learned a lot from it.
I had that same experience when I got my first job, was that I was in like a design meeting and it was wild because it was quite literally like the same thing as what I had experienced in the program. And so I'm so excited that you got to experience that too. It's really bizarre, but cool at the same time because it's like, all right, I'm learning the things I need to be learning. All right. Fantastic. In terms of the documentation, right? How was creating the test cases for a real app versus there's a right and a wrong when you're doing the sprints, right? And in this one, creating those test cases is really all on y'all.
So I would say besides the requirements, I would recommend black box, a lot of black box testing, to kind of get your feet in there. Putting the test cases together wasn't the most difficult, thanks to Thelma. Thelma actually, knows a little bit. So putting the test cases together, the test sheet, all of that was pretty easy. But writing the test cases, I would say just besides the requirements, to just go black box or exploratory and try to get what you can out of that app. And that's pretty much how I design and write up my test cases.
Fantastic. And then just kind of last question is like thinking through advice for any other people that are looking to join. And this I'll open this one up to anybody who's on the call. Any of the teams, do you have any advice or thoughts, encouraging compliments, or perhaps a nice bar you might recommend now that we've seen these bars so many times?
Yeah, I don't know. You stumped me with this one every time. You got me with the last bug jam.
See? I'm tough with
Thelma?
names. You guys are tough with questions. It's going to be that way.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
do you mind if I answer?
Jump in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
All right. Actually, yeah, something that did kind of stick out was the whole bug jam that was going on. The thing that I felt like the most important thing, like even though we were learning and putting a lot of this things that we're learning into practice, into skills, one thing that really stuck out was that we had to really focus on the whole communication portion,
Mhm.
because as soon as we started losing communication, any moment that there's feels any lulls, that's when stuff starts to break down. You don't know what's going on, and everything starts to hit the fan real hard.
Oh,
So that
yeah.
was something that they in the last group they did mention something about that they were having difficulties with communication, and I can see that happening pretty much anywhere
Yeah.
currently. Like if you think about your current job, sometimes you feel like upper management's not talking to you. So especially when you're working something with program that can be instant, because it's not physical, it's all instant. So you have to have that clear and quick communication. And that's what I felt like that was the most important portion of this whole bug jam, just so we can get used to that, being able to communicate with someone that's not right beside us. Because in the tech world, sometimes we're working remotely, we can be across the country, like some of our groups were. Like they mentioned, we're in different time zones. So that communication portion, I felt like was the most highlight portion of this whole thing. Just seeing us figure out ways and figuring out how to find most effective way so everyone's in the know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a really great point you bring up, and not something that's necessarily covered in the sprints.
Exactly.
I think I would say, as far as like for people that are wanting to join to do this, start early, because I know for me, I just finished sprint 5, so I'm kind of like a ways away from actually finishing. And my other two teammates, I know Kara, she's about to graduate, and then Nisha had already graduated last month. So I kind of, whenever I would see the bug jams be announced, I was always a little bit nervous, and I wanted to do them, but I thought maybe I just don't have enough like information, or I haven't learned enough to actually do them. And so I don't know what it was about like this one. I think it was just like maybe like new year and everything. I thought, you know what, let me like take the plunge and do it. And I'm really glad I did, because in large part, I did feel like I had learned a sufficient amount to be able to do this. And there were still things that I didn't know and I haven't learned yet as part of the program, but it just kind of like let me know like, oh, either you have this to look forward to learn further on, or that's just more information that I could, go on my own and read up on and learn more about it.
Yeah, really great point. I know a lot of people get nervous that they're too early on. I joined my first code jam when I was in sprint 4. So it definitely is nerve-wracking, but you're not wrong. There's a place for everybody at all levels in the jams. All right. Well, I very much appreciate all of you for taking the time out on your evening to present for all of us. I love getting to see all the presentations, and I very much want to thank Santa's QA Sleigh Ride, Ho 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 Bug Hunt with Nisha Nathan, Thelma Gutierrez, and Kara Cross. And with that, we are done for the evening. So from all of us here at TripleTen, for the January Bug Jam, thank you guys so very much for watching us at home. Thank you for rewatching us if you're catching us later. If you're a student, remember you can cast your vote for your favorite project in our Discord channel. And if you're not a student of ours yet, you can put it down below in the little chat comment section. And the winners will be announced on February 7th in our Discord and socials. I do want to take the time to recognize all the people that work behind the scenes to make this go off without a hitch and look seemingly flawless. So that would be Irina, Kevin, which we know got a shout out, Elena, Natasha, Dennis, Nadia, and of course my cat Sharkbait, who really does the grunt work. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We just kind of give him the tough stuff. So thank you again. And most importantly, thank you to all of the developers that worked on the SantaCon. It takes a lot of courage to, one, get up the first time around and put your hard work on display for everyone. But then it takes a lot more courage and compassion for your fellow student to let your project that you worked on in a jam be critiqued and QA'd in another jam for the world to see. So thank you guys so very much for allowing us to do that. We're always continually impressed with how you guys are able to blend all of the things that you guys are learning with your real world skills that you bring from all the different backgrounds. So thank you again. My name is Tiffany Hall. You can find me at Tiffany Codes on Instagram. And you can probably find my cat Sharkbait judging everyone's life choices from the top of the fridge where he likes to sit. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.